Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Inquiring Together. My name is Anthony Barreto, and on this channel, we look to bring science into political science, explore the interplay between advanced technology alongside our relationship to the world, whether if we could figure out for ourselves how to move forward together. On this episode, we're going to ask whether there can be freedom from the illusion of control. Now, to get to the point where we have established that control is an illusion, we have to really define what it means to control, be controlled, and what is illusion versus truth or reality. And so, humanity has found itself continuously in struggles for control, whether it be self-control, in terms of habits, in terms of daily living, in terms of the world of the personal, relationships, and the like. We can see it extended all the way into the world control, whether it be controlling of regional events, international events, the control of political events, sovereignty, war. Control is a matter of great difficulty. And control seems to be defined by order. If control is to be had, then order can be maintained. As well as control being the catalyst for disorder. Where control is maintained, the controlled may rebel. And so, control implies a controller. Does it not? He who controls and the controlled. And so, at that point, we can see there's a separation, a division. We can see it throughout the world. Control of ideology, the control of religion, over the controlled. Whether it be people, whether it be actions. And we could see it on the personal level. The controller being the self, and the controlled being oneself as well. Except, there's something odd about that statement in particular. The controller being the controlled. Where is the split on the individual level between the controller and the controlled? When we refer to the controller, do we not mean the self, the ego, the psychological self? And what is there to be controlled? Is it an action? Is it an experience? Isn't an action or experience what makes up the psychological self? The controller? I am this because of that. And so on. And so, also on the world scale, we divide up the controller and controlled, using the same knowledge, memory, and experience that makes up the controller. Is it not the filtering through the thought process? The ideologies of the world, all fighting for influence, all fighting to control. The controlled would be oneself, the observer. Would it not be? Who is trying to be influenced in this age of social media influencers? The observer. And so, even on the world scale, we see the separation cannot be maintained. It's an illusionary quality, is it not? It's an illusionary quality both on the individual and the global level, because the individual and the global level are not separate. And yet, this world is maintained through structure, roles, positions, separations, wherein a problem, for example, such as the computer learning to outstrip man, is happening at the same time to a world that is powerless to create a safety net, let's say, over it. So humanity is split under an illusion of separation. This illusion is maintained. This illusion is maintained, sought after, fought for, in order to maintain the illusion of control. So, can there be freedom from the illusion of control? The day-to-day living, because that's the only place one ever is. Whether one is the CEO of the biggest company in the world, the richest man in the world, the most powerful man in the world, the greatest artist in the world, the greatest martial artist in the world, the greatest influencer in the world, the greatest scientist in the world, the greatest soldier in the world. Huh? It's all day-to-day living. We can see most predominantly the journey of the person in recovery from addiction. Can we not? The journey is one in which the brain becomes conditioned to depend upon and control freedom from the body's difficulties, the emotional difficulties, the fear, anxiety, the stress, the loneliness, the sorrow, the longing. Illusion of control is maintained through an experience which is always of the past. In order for experience to be had, it must be put into the experiencing structure, making it tied and part and parcel with the controlled. The control, the controller, the controlled. So, an experience won't bring freedom from the illusion of control. Because it would be put into the control or controlling, into that experiencing structure. What will bring freedom from the illusion of control? Does coming upon for oneself the fact that the controller is the controlled, does that bring about a quality of attention to the way in which the experiencing structure works for oneself. At the seeking and the searching creates an illusion of separation. The same illusion which carries on that somehow the controller is separate from the controlled. Once this separation is gone, it's lifted, the brain can see wholly, can gather sensory information in its natural state, where there isn't a center or controller of the senses, but rather there is senses. Memory is at play, but in its natural state, able to accurately pinpoint oneself, the body, time and space. And there's an order that's not manufactured, it's not controlled. An order which provides a vitality, a capacity to see clearly, a degree of silence in which is not unlike waves coming to rest. Such freedom from the illusion of control can be perturbed, not only because we live in a world where continuously control is sought after in all of its ways. Control is fought after in all of its ways. It provides a sense of longing to control, because that's the only way in which order will be restored or come upon. But with such a calming of waves, perhaps quite literally of the brainwaves, the illusion of control can be seen for what it is. Because if order came through the illusion of control, this world wouldn't be in such a crisis. It wouldn't have conflict at every step of the way, in every degree of this world's makeup. And also the worry of the world's crisis, which comes down to the individual level, because one is part of the world. Such an calming of waves allows for the problem to become resolved in an unconditional manner. But not until the conditional, the illusionary, sees for itself and resolves for itself, free from the illusion of control.